It's rough out there, rough times across the globe, and in rough times like this I think we all need a little bit of relaxation. So I have here a game that I think is quite relaxing. It is for me anyway, and it's an idle incremental. I mean, I suppose it's a sort of a clicker, although you don't do that much clicking. But well, let's hop in. I'll show you some gameplay briefly, just to see if you like it, and then we can talk about it a little bit more, give it some critiques. So yeah, let's hop in, run the game. You may notice that there isn't actually any sound controls or anything like that in it. Let's maximize it out. So yeah, my first critique is obviously put some sound controls in. We need it, but I'm actually going to mute the tab just to stop the very cool vibes. There aren't any other sounds really, which is the second critique. I'd like some more sounds in the backgrounds, but yeah, we'll talk about that a bit later. First of all, the basic game idea is you hold down the click on this rain cloud and you rain on this bit of barren red desert, and once you hit 50 drops you are able to generate a building, or a collection of tents, I suppose. People come to stay for the rain. And you can see another 55 drops and we'll have a villager, 150, and we can upgrade the little encampment to a town. We can unlock a farm with 30 work points, and we can unlock a lab, slightly anachronistically, a lab with some gold, but we'll get to those in a moment. Let's get up to our 55 drops. And now we have a villager, and he will start running backwards and forwards. I don't think he can do anything there yet, but as he runs backwards and forwards he generates some work points, and we need 30 of those, but let's try and add some more rain in while we wait. What are we trying to work towards? 110 for the next villager. No, we have our farm. In the farm we can unlock a crop. 10 for our next crop. We can upgrade the farm, we'll get there. Trying to get our next villager in to speed things up a little bit more. And now that we have crops and our villagers are slowly picking them, they're taking them across to the side to sell, and we have some gold coming in. We just need to get up to 70. Oh, there we have it. So we have our anachronistic lab, but what we can do is unlock auto rain. Speed it up by 25%. So now we have our automatic generation, and our farm we can upgrade, and our city we can upgrade. Just buy a quick city upgrade, and the buildings look a little bit more impressive. And that's the game. I mean, we all know what an idle game looks like, and I think it's fairly obvious how that works. So let's escape out of this and talk about some critiques. The first critique I have was for the sounds. There's no way to turn the sounds on and off, and there is only the music. This game is supposed to be kind of, used a phrase I particularly like, which is a lo-fi incremental, which was a perfect description, exactly what I wanted it to be and exactly how I can interpret it. So the music was kind of lo-fi music, but lo-fi music often has a kind of a hiss and a crackle in the background because it's supposed to be low fidelity, and I think this game could have done something with something like that, which is the hiss of the rain, sort of a lower hiss while the auto rain is happening, and then increasing to a stronger hiss when you hold down the mouse button and speed the rain up. You know, no thunderstorms, nothing like that. Just the sound of rain in the background and a couple of different sounds that it can sort of gradient between for when you're holding it down and for when it's just the auto. It doesn't need to be more complicated than that. Yeah, so the sound controls would have been nice. The art is stunning. The art is yeah, a very, very pretty game. I think the little villages running backwards and forwards are cute. I think the buildings are fine. I think the cloud is interesting. The artwork of the cloud doesn't quite match the buildings, I feel. It doesn't. There seems to be a slight aesthetic deviance there. And I also don't like that the sort of the ambient area seems to remain kind of in the sort of desert mode. I think it would be nice if it filled in with water a little bit. You know, you could see some aqueducts turning blue. So more blueness down at the bottom would be nice as part of the design. But yeah, other than that, the game looks absolutely stunning. The game feeling is fine. I would have liked some sort of glows in the air where these menus pop up, because they this one is kind of higher than I was expecting, because of course, you know, in my head this one is directly above the town, so above the village would have been down here, and I'm like, why is it not there? You know, why is it up here? It confused me. So just sort of a little sort of light shaded area here to say here's your mystical location where you can click on it, and then maybe rounding the edges off a little bit, making the boxes fit kind of the rest of the aesthetic, sort of smoothed and relaxing and calm. That would be nice. A little bit of design work there would be great. Yeah. Otherwise, the rest of the game feeling is fantastic. It works really well. It's very interactive. I'm just gonna reload this so I stop getting distracted. Yeah, it would be nice to know some kind of story behind it. Who am I? Why do I have this power to make rain fall? Who's the town? Where is the story in the beginning and the end of the game? Where do we fit in? I think games need that more and more. Sound controls and sort of prior and posterior story, I think, are the two things that games need to include to take themselves to the next level. I like the little bonus they offer here for giving them a little bit of money. They'll actually give you the assets and things, not necessarily to use, but to dig into, to have a look at how it's done. I think that's pretty cool. And yeah, so something to look at for other indie game devs. Think about it. Give these guys some support and get yourself some interesting materials to poke around in. And as I say, thank you for supporting indie games. And really, that's all the critique I have. So thank you for listening. I hope it was useful. If you are a dev or to these devs, I hope it inspired something. Thank you for watching, and relax because the world needs it. And I hope to see you in the next video.